What up, everybody? I am the Transportation Hub, and this is my channel. And this is also the last commentary that I will be doing on this YouTube channel, because starting on January 1st, 2021, which will be on a Friday, on New Year's Day, I will be launching a new podcast series named Hub Talk, where I talk about all things transit, all things transportation, raw, uncut, and uncensored. And it will be available on Spotify. So please, get your earphones ready, get your mics ready, get your laptops, your tablets, your phones, whatever you listen on your podcast with ready. And we are going to have ourselves a ball. Today on this commentary special, last commentary for YouTube by the way, and the last video of 2020 as well, we will be talking about the 15th anniversary of the New York City transit strike that crippled our transit system 15 years later. So without further ado, let's get the ball rolling. The New York City transit strike, held from December 20th through the 22nd of 2005, was the third strike ever by the Transport Workers Union, also known as the TWU Local 100, against the New York City's Transit Authority, and involved between 32,000 and 34,000 strikers. In December 2005, the TWU Local 100 called a strike in New York City. Negotiations for a new contract with Metropolitan Transportation Authority, also known as the MTA, broke down over retirement, pension, and wage increases. The strike began at 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on December 20th. Most NYCT and MTA bus company personnel observed the strike, effectively halting all service on the subways and buses, except for routes operated from the Spring Creek Depot, where workers represented by ATU Local 100, ATU Local 1181/1061 had a contract in force after striking against the predecessor operator company, Command Bus, the previous year. Millions of commuters were affected. The strike officially ended at 2:35 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on December 22nd, 2005. Service was restored overnight, with all transportation systems fully operational by the morning commute of the 23rd. On December 27, 2005, the executive board of Local 100 of the TWU accepted a 37-month contract offer from the MTA. The 37-month length was crucial, as last of the contract expired on December 15, causing disruption of the New York City economy in the middle of the holiday season. The next contract will expire in mid-January. However, the union workers rejected the new contract by 7 votes. 11,234 to 11,227 on January 20th, 2006, the following year, but overwhelmingly approved it 3 months later, although that offer had been legally retracted. This was the third strike ever against New York City Transit Authority. The first strike happened in a 12-day walkout in 1966, which prompted the creation of New York's Taylor Law. Okay, for all you guys who don't know what the New York Taylor Law is, it's based on, hang on a sec. It's based on Article 14 of the New York State Civil Law Service, which defines the rights and limitations of union fares to public employees in New York. The Public Fares Employment Act, also known as the Taylor Law, is a New York State statute named after the labor researcher George W. Taylor. It authorizes a governor's state-appointed state public employment relations to resolve contract disputes for public employees, which curtailing them the right to strike. Alright, so with the Taylor Law in effect, the MTA cannot stop their employees and the TWU from forming that strike, because before the 20th of December of 2005, negotiations fell flat, which caused one of the shortest strikes that we have ever seen to this day. The longest strike that New York City ever had when it comes to its transit system and the TWU was back in 1966 for 12 days. It was a 12-day walkout. And another strike happened in 1980, but it was just 1 day shorter. Okay? The 2005 strike by the TWU against the MTA only lasted for 3 days. And the TWU was led by, at the time, by Roger Toussaint. Okay? He was the leader of the TWU Local 100 at the time. And the person who was governor at the time of New York was George Pataki. He is by far the last Republican governor that we ever had. And we all know who the mayor was during that time, Michael Bloomberg, who signed the authorization to consolidate 7 private bus companies that operated under the New York City Department of Transportation under MTA thumb. Okay? Meaning MTA buy out all the 7 private companies and form them into the MTA bus company that we all know today. Alright? So yeah, the 2005 strike was crazy. If you're a little bit young enough to remember it, then congratulations. More power to you. But for those of you who do not remember what the strike was, okay? Like I said, negotiations fell out between the MTA and the TWU Local 100 with the workers' pension, retirement, and increase of wages. Alright? Which led to the biggest and most shortest strike that we have ever seen by far, which only lasted up to 3 days. Okay? Subway and bus service came to a halt. Okay? People were left stranded to work. People were left stranded. They can't be able to go to work. People had to end up walking on bridges just to get to and from Manhattan. And there was even a line formed at Penn Station just to catch a LIR shuttle train. As well as crowds forming at the Grand Central Terminal just to take the Metro North, just to reach up to the upper portions of the Bronx that are served by subway services. Okay? It was a crazy time. And I remembered it vividly. Okay, 2005, we had the discontinuation of the 9 subway line. 7 private bus companies, once operated by the New York City Department of Transportation, were brought out by the MTA and consolidated into the MTA bus company. And we had all these new buses that came along with them. Okay? We had the TMC RTSs, the GMC RTSs, which were retiring around the time, which were later replaced by the 04-05 Orion 7 second generation buses, which are now retired to this day as well. And yeah, 2005. It was a crazy time. I was in 3rd grade and I remembered it vividly. I was in 3rd grade at the time. Trust me. 2005. What a crazy moment. Yeah. My gosh. Yeah, so anyways. Yeah, that's how the 2005 strike went down. 2005 transit strike. All right, so let's see what I can find here. Yep, picketers were fenced at the 207th Street bus yard, 207th Street subway yard, and the Kingsbridge bus depot. Okay. Okay, fast forward. I'm not gonna read all this stuff to you guys. You can learn more about the MTA transit strike from this Wikipedia expert. I will have the link to that in the description box down below, or better yet, I will have it in the link, not only in the description box but also in the pinned comment section box down below. All right. So fast forward. At 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on December 22nd, 2005, the TWU leadership and the MTA were both present in the Grand Hyatt Hotel in Manhattan, taken individually with the State Mediation Panel. At this time, it was unclear whether the TWU and the MTA conversed face to face. However, the two sides agreed to resume contract talks, and the TWU agreed to direct its membership to return to work. Both parties agreed to a press blackout during contract talks. All right. So this was done just 6 days before the previous contract between MTA and the TWU worker and its workers expired at 12:01 Eastern Standard Time back on December 16th, 2005. Okay, that is when a limited strikeout began on two of the private bus lines, which was Jamaica Buses Incorporated, which is Baisley Park Bus Depot of today, and the Triborough Coach Corporation, which is the LaGuardia Bus Depot of today, where 750 of the drivers walked off the job. And that was at the time they weren't protected and covered by the New York State law, the Taylor law. All right? Not until after the strike was over and they began and then they were integrated into the bus system back on January 9th, 2006. Yeah. Resolution. Yeah. So fast forward to 2006. All right. On January 2006, several TWU Local 100 representatives gathered up in Union Square to hold a press conference, threatening to go on strike again if the MTA does not stop keeping secrets. Roger Toussaint, however, disagrees with the representatives and claims the contract is fair enough. The 5th of January of 2006, MTA Chairman Peter Calicow, a Governor George Pataki appointee, conceded that making a pension cutback demand was in error. On the 20th of the same month, it was announced that the contract was rejected by 7 votes out of 22,000 casts. I already mentioned that already. On January 31st, 2006, Local 100 TWU Executive Board member decided to meet on its response to both the MTA latest offer and the rank and file's rejection. On March 15th, 2006, Toussaint announced that he wanted a revote on the rejected contract, and 2 days later, there was a vote of 24 out of 12 in favor of a revote. And on April 18th, Toussaint announced that the union has approved it by a vote of 14,716 to 5,877. The MTA said, however, the contract was no longer on the table and sought binding arbitration to settle negotiation, which the arbitrator did on December 15th when the board imposed a new 3-year contract that both the NTA and the TWU Local 100 must accept. Alright, beginning of June 2006, the Taylor Law penalties were deducted from sinking workers' checks. Withholding of the union checkoff was withheld in early 2007. The TWU agreed to pay over $300,000 a month towards strike-related penalties. Crazy times, man. Oh, and by the way, if y'all don't know who Roger Toussaint is a native West Indian, a Trinidadian, who migrated to Brooklyn, New York at the age of 18 and was the leader of the TWU Local 100 during the time of the 2005 strike. So yes, guys, that is the full coverage of the 2005 MTA strike. It was a crazy time. It was the worst of times. That strike left millions and millions of daily strap hangers stranded, walking on bridges, having forced to take the Long Island Railroad or the Metro-North Railroad. It was crazy and insane. So yes, guys, if you guys enjoyed this final commentary on YouTube, please make sure to like, rate, comment, and subscribe. This is also the last video of 2020. The end train video that I was going to do is pushed back to January of next year, which is next month. And a later time for that video's release will be determined. And also, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget that I will be starting a new Hub Talk podcast on Spotify come January 1st of 2021. So please get your earphones ready, get your earbuds ready, get your tablets, your phones, and your computers ready, because I'm going to give you all things transit, all things transportation, raw, censored, and uncut. So yeah, guys, this is the final video of 2020. I wish to you all, my adoring people, a safe and healthy Merry Christmas and a glorious Happy New Year. And on top of that, you guys, can you believe this is the end of 2020? Where did the time go? Can't believe this is the end of 2020 already. It was just like what? Wednesday back on January 1st of 2020. The year just started. It was supposed to be the start of the booming 20s. But then, of course, the coronavirus, COVID-19 pandemic happened. So many lives were lost. Broadway shows went on intermission. Schools shut down. And the sports world was put on hold. Trust me. All of the college basketball was canceled. The remainder of the NCAA tournaments were canceled. Let me see. MLB spring training came to a screeching halt. The season didn't start all the way until July, which is in the summer, with a shortened 60-game season. And NBA halted games back in March and didn't get its restart until late July of this year. And also the passing of Kobe Bryant really shocked us all. Really did. The loss of life due to COVID-19 and the heinous murder of a beloved MTA train operator, which has still been no arrest in that case till this very day, is damn near 9 months later, and there has been no arrest, no indictments, no convictions. None. But I will get into all of that and more in a podcast on Spotify next year. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, I love all of you dearly. See you all in 2021, and see you on Hub Talk, and I will see all of you at the next stop.